Hi, good day, and welcome to another edition of AEA Insights. It's a platform and a program where we discuss very complex and very interesting energy topics. Today, I've got an interesting topic to discuss and an interesting guest to boot. Today, we're going to discuss the future of electric vehicles in Ghana and probably Africa and the world at large. My name is Daniel Ojo. My guest is Jermyn Amissah-Arthur. He's a finance person, but has a very, very deep love for electric vehicles. He drove here with an electric vehicle. I'm going to be asking him a lot of questions about the uptake of electric vehicles in Ghana and why maybe you should make a very considered decision to get one for yourself. Thank you very much, Jermyn, for your time. Thank you for making time
No, thank you so much,
for
Daniel.
this program.
Yeah.
You also work at AEA Africa, Arthur Energy Africa, right?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of engineering people, and you are the finance guy there.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Do you feel out of place
Yeah, sometimes you feel like a fish out of water, but
when you're discussing all the
exactly.
engineering jargons?
Yeah, but sometimes it's good, right? Because
Right.
you get to almost have an associate degree
Right,
in
right.
engineering,
You
being exposed to so
you
much
have
of
a
it.
degree by your association. Great. But let's start with the electric vehicle conversation. You drove here in an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
How long ago did you get this,
Okay.
and why did you get it in the first place?
Well, so I've been driving an electric vehicle for about 2 years now.
Okay.
As to why I got it, I guess it's the same reason why everybody does, right? We have seen fuel prices go up, and
Right.
sometimes the cost of transportation can be a huge part of your budget. So when we looked at it, we thought, look, maybe try electric vehicles, like see exactly they have come a long way
Right.
in terms of technology. So it was a real plus to be able to get one and try it and see that it could handle the rigors of Ghanaian terrain as well as a lot of cost savings and efficiency. So
Did you have any doubts when you made the decision to purchase one? Yes, fuel prices were going up and all of that, but we're used to regular vehicles. You were going for an electric vehicle. Did you ask questions from people who already own electric vehicles? Did you have any fears, concerns,
yeah,
whatever?
no, definitely I had some fears. I mean, around 2 years ago, not many people had electric vehicles, so there wasn't a lot of people, domestically to speak
Yeah.
to. But some of my relationships in China were assuring me that look, these vehicles are taking a quantum leap in terms of technology, range, and a few of other things. So it was worth a try. Definitely some fears because you're bringing it into
Yeah.
a Ghanaian context, with the roads, with the
Yes.
heat, with that type of thing. I wasn't too sure of the performance, but I mean, I must say, the decision has been vindicated.
Vindicated.
Yeah.
So, had fears, got it, arrives, you're using it. Were you surprised? Tell me some of the things that jumped at you. I mean, were you pleasantly surprised by using the electric vehicle?
No, I was, pleasantly surprised. First of all, the driving experience,
Yeah.
I think the suspension, the feel. I thought it was excellent, right?
Really?
In terms of what I was experiencing. And the tech within the car, the tech within the car, just being able to control a few of the features, from a center screen, a center console. I thought that was a huge plus.
Yeah.
And then, for me, most of all, right, the most important thing is the pockets, right? And then, yes, when it comes to the pockets, in terms of the performance, I was doing, anywhere from about 200 CDs a week, to be able to do all my rounds and
Really?
everything. Something that was originally costing me about 800, 900 CDs.
In a week,
It was
yeah.
now costing me about 200 CDs in a week. So it was like you said, it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited. And it's been 2 years now, and no problems. In terms of the operation going forward. So
For lots of people who are very skeptical in using an EV, it's more about the aesthetics, it's more about the performance of the vehicle. I'm sure you had a regular vehicle before this. When
Yeah.
you compare, I mean, the fuel and the usage of that and this one, do you see any difference?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think. When it comes to the feeling, the usage. We're talking about a vehicle that feels, premium sometimes. And
Yeah.
some of the things you get, it's things that you have to pay a nice premium for.
Yeah.
I was driving a saloon car before
Okay.
this. And this EV vehicle is an SUV, right,
Yeah.
in terms of a 4-wheel drive. So it was interesting to see that even when I upgraded to a larger category, the operational efficiencies were still there. Like I said, the amounts that I was spending on fuel or electricity now, right, was still much lower than we had seen.
When we talk about EVs, China is taking the lead, obviously. A lot of people are very skeptical about things that are manufactured in China. Maybe one of the reasons why people are very slow in moving to EVs. Because when you talk about car manufacturing, a lot of people talk about Germany, a lot of people talk about Japan
Yeah.
and some of the Asian countries, not necessarily China though. Do you think that the feel of the vehicle, the performance, can be compared to any of the German machines or Japanese machines?
I think traditionally, people are skeptical
Yeah,
of anything new. But look, I think the performance has been excellent.
yeah,
And I think when it comes to EV, it's kind of it's a brave new world as we go forward in looking at that. And it has been a pleasant surprise. I think it can be compared to anything I had before. What I had before was, traditional brands
yeah,
that we trust here in
yeah.
Ghana. And I think it has been close. And, for me, any of, our customers or our clients who would visit us or try an EV would come back and say, look, this performance is comparable to anything
Yeah.
I'd seen, and hey, the doubt was unfounded.
Do you get people making requests as, let me have a drive, let me have a feel before I make a decision to purchase? Have you had to, give it out to people to say, I can assure you that this is a very good vehicle?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's what you have to do to be able to enable adoption, right?
Yeah,
And I mean, again, when they take that drive, when they have that feel,
yeah.
they wonder where it has been.
The,
They
the
wonder
question
how
is
they didn't know.
where they have been and why they
Yeah,
didn't know.
but definitely, I think it's always a pleasant surprise. When you get a feel of it, you begin to appreciate, the work that's been put into these vehicles. And I think all the car manufacturers in the region are doing a good job, kind of elevating that EV experience.
What's the uptake though? Do you see a lot more people adopting EV?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We see a huge number adopting EVs now. And I think I've seen, that uptake double and triple over the past couple of years. I think I even saw some of the DVLA stats, which had seen a 27% increase
Wow.
in EV registrations from about 2022 to 2023. So I mean, the uptake is solid, and I think a lot of people are discovering it. Especially as they look for ways to save money and be
Yeah.
able to do that going forward. So
That's interesting. I hear some of the ride-hailing app drivers are using electric vehicles. Do you know about this? Are
yeah,
some of them your customers or people who
yeah.
you give advice to and all of that?
Yeah. So yeah, the ride hailing sector is
Yeah.
actually some of the fastest moving adopters of EVs, mainly because of these operational
Yeah.
efficiencies that we are speaking about. I mean, when you look at traditionally what they were using, we know they use the Toyota Vitz and other little cars like that. And at this point, I think they're spending anywhere to 500, 600 CDs, being able to fill those cars daily to be able to perform their work. With the EVs, they are spending 100, sometimes 150 CDs. So I mean, it's for them, it's been very good economically, right? For the
Right.
work and pay drivers and for the fleet owners in general. And
Yeah.
we're seeing, a lot more pop up on these ride hailing apps, and I expect to see that to continue because obviously everybody's trying to turn a profit.
I'm sure the guys who are in the petroleum sector are not necessarily going to be happy about the rate at which people are adopting. Okay, so Jermyn, I mean, on a regular day, how do you charge it? For hours? Does it take long? Can I charge at home? Do I need to go to an EV station to charge? How does it work?
So look, when it comes to EVs, there's a few ways to charge it, right?
Okay.
I think not to get too technical, but usually there's about 3 levels of charging, right?
Okay.
So level 1 through to 3. There's a regular adapter that you can just plug into a wall,
Like charging a phone?
like charging a phone, and you'll be able to charge your EV. Obviously, that's one of the slowest way to charge it. So that takes several hours, depending
Okay.
on the size of the battery that you have. If you have a large battery, it's anything up to 15 hours.
But if I'm going to sleep and I'm going to sleep for 7 hours, then maybe I could charge.
Exactly. So it's something that you can do. But
Okay.
again, we can work and then install a specialized box in your house that's able to, charge your EV faster. And that will be something that, again, like you said, overnight, you should be able to plug it in. You wake up, you have a full battery.
Wow.
Or, there's charging stations
Yeah,
popping up
I've
around
seen
Accra.
the charging station.
Yes. Well, there's charging stations popping around Accra. And those charging stations are able to do the job sometimes in less than 45 minutes.
Oh,
They'll be able to give you a full battery. So if you went to the mall and you're having lunch, or you just had to go to, a shop and buy something, you could go there, plug your EV in to charge. You go and come back, you have a significant amount of mileage.
wow.
Yeah.
And that will give me a full battery, I mean, a full capacity to go for another 500, like your
Yeah.
vehicle.
So you can go to Kumasi or Takrady, whichever one you feel go to.
But the smaller ones, do they have the same mileage though? Or the smaller it is,
the smaller it is, the less the mileage.
Okay.
Yes. It's all about battery size in this sector.
If you just join us, my name is Daniel Odo. We're having a conversation about electric vehicles in Ghana, their uptake, and all the myths that you know about them. We're trying to break it down just in case you are curious about how it performs and whether or not you should make that decision to go get one. My guest is Jermyn Amissah-Arthur. He's a partner at Arthur Energy Africa. It's an energy company. They deal in energy sector policy issues. Also, very, very, very prudent when it comes to electric vehicles in Ghana. If you need an electric vehicle, they could offer some advice and some counsel to you. So, Jimmy, let's continue our conversation. People would ask, you do oil change? Do you do the maintenance that we do, and all of that? Does it get spoiled? What are the main issues you need to consider?
Yeah.
I know this is a bunch of questions, but first of all, do you do oil change?
No. So
There's no oil.
traditional engine oil, no.
Okay.
There's no traditional engine oil. No.
Okay. So what is the alternative? What is inside the
I mean, so look, the EVs, the structure is a bit different, right?
Okay.
It's a large DC battery and an electric motor.
Okay.
As it stands there. So I mean, obviously there's several types of coolant, right?
Coolant
that we have to be able to keep the battery, at an operating temperature,
okay.
The electric motor and so forth. But no, traditional engine oil, no.
What about regular maintenance? You need to do regular maintenance like every 3 months or every half year?
I think, it depends on the vehicle. The vehicle manufacturer would dictate.
Okay.
But as it stands with the ones that I've usually seen, the maintenance is once a year.
Once?
Or every 12,000 kilometers. So if you're a heavy driver, obviously, your maintenance periods come faster. So that's what we're looking at when it comes to EV servicing. And I think one of the main things to be able to point out for comparison is that a traditional, internal combustion engine will have somewhere about 20,000 mechanical parts. And again, this
20,000.
Yeah, 20,000 mechanical parts working together, right, in tandem to be able to make the engine. But an EV has roughly about 2,000 mechanical parts. So it gives you an idea of the scope, the scope of what has been, kind of withheld from the engine and why maybe you might be able to get away with it.
The question a friend asked was, do we have mechanics who know how to deal with this in the event that there are challenges with the vehicle?
Yeah. I think nobody is more excited than electrical engineers.
Oh, okay.
Because it gives them a chance, to put their training to use.
Okay.
So there's several trained technicians.
So it's not, you don't go to my regular mechanic.
I think look, some parts structurally of the car are the same, right? The suspension is the same, like the brakes are the same. That part
does it have a gearbox and all of that?
Yeah, very good. I mean, it does. I mean, well, it depends which one you're looking at, right? But it's a single speed transmission, right? Okay. So as to where you have 6 gears, an EV doesn't need to change gears to be able to move forward. Single speed straight line.
Wow. But a lot of people are also slow to move to EV because they believe it is expensive. In terms of comparison, is it more expensive? You drive a 4-wheel EV vehicle. If we were to buy a regular car of the same size, the same aesthetics and all of that, which one will be cheaper?
Yeah, I think usually it depends on a few things that you look at, but EVs are price comparable
Okay.
to combustion engine vehicles. I mean, nowadays, there's been a lot of development in battery technology, which is one of the more expensive components in the EV vehicle. So that cost has been able to come down, the cost of battery production. So along with it, it has brought down the cost of EVs. And I think at this point they are comparable, right? So it's not a significant acquisition cost difference when you look at that.
But its advantage would be that over the long term you save on fuel, you
Definitely
save on all the maintenance that you have to do in the regular combustion
save
vehicle.
a lot of things in operational efficiencies. Yes. Yeah.
If you were being honest, have you had any challenge in the 2 years that you've been driving your EV?
No,
No?
no, none at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you look at the roads that we have, we don't necessarily have the best of roads in Ghana and Accra. Is it able to withstand
It
the
it
effects of the road?
it is.
It
It is.
is.
It is.
Wow. Are you
It is.
saying this because I mean you've fallen in love with it and you are an expert in it
Yeah.
and you give advice to people who want to get
No, no. I
one?
mean, look. Nowadays, there's several EV users within Accra and within Ghana who you can speak to be able to ascertain this their EV experience. But I mean, my experience has been wonderful, and I think they are prime for performance within Ghana. So it's something that we should seriously look at.
If you look at people who are open to adopting EVs, do you see any difference in the demography? Is it younger people, middle class people, or elite people?
I mean, you see it all. You see adoption all across the spectrum. Like we spoke about, one of the main adopters of EV vehicles is actually commercial drivers, ride hailing. They are one of the biggest, customer segments when it comes to EV vehicles. They have adopted it, fully
Yeah.
because they see the use that they see in that. And when it comes to across the spectrum, I think younger people are more prone to accepting
Yeah.
innovation, and that's cool. But you do see a few elderly people come in and they have heard of it from their nephew
Yeah.
or their niece, and they come in and they have thought about purchasing an EV and they do, and the performance blows them away.
Yeah.
So we have seen adoption all across the spectrum. Yeah.
History would suggest that this is not the first time electric vehicles are coming into the system, even though it appears the excitement around at this time appears to be a bit on the up. Is it another case of a boom and bust, or this is the future? This is what the future is.
Well, I think if you look, I think the main thing that's driving it is around the ecosystem around EVs, right? Like I mentioned, the battery production cost has dropped significantly in the past few years. So it's made it economically feasible. Like you said, maybe previously it was a niche market because the cars were so expensive.
Yeah.
But nowadays, with where we've gotten to in technology, when you buy yours and you try one, you'll be totally amazed in terms of
Wow.
what you can do with it. Yeah.
Wow. Do you see a lot of the other traditional countries, car manufacturing countries, going heavy like the Chinese have done?
Oh yeah, I think we see it already. VW, Mercedes,
Yeah.
Ford, they all have EV versions of very popular, the
Okay.
Ford F-150, pickup, which is
Wow.
which is a favorite in Ghana, right? There's an all EV version.
Really?
Yeah, there's an all EV version, and one of the customers who has that always tells me, he goes to Kumasi and come back on a full charge. So
Wow.
yeah, so I think it's coming on. We have seen, electric Mercedes Benzes is coming, and then obviously, on the more affordable side, we've seen a lot of cars coming to be able to do the ride hailing. So it's an excellent market, and we hope to keep it going.
Just to circle back a bit. So if I wanted to charge at home, do I need a specialized wiring in my home, or just my regular wiring is able to cater for it?
Yeah. So if you wanted us to be able to place that specialized box in your house, you would need some specialized cabling
Okay.
to make sure that you could withstand the power requirements of the car. Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can just use your wall plug, and then, if you had the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then just to reiterate the point, how much averagely are you spending on charging? Just to reiterate the point.
I mean, I drive a lot every day, so I don't know if I should be using. I mean, look, much like if you don't fill your car every day, do you?
No.
You fill it every 4 days.
Yes.
Yes. Whilst you're filling your car every day for 800, 900 cedis, I'm charging mine for 150 or 200. I think that's how we should look at it. So
And it would be cheaper if I was using like a saloon car.
it'll be
Way cheaper.
yes.
Okay. We'll end the first part of our conversation, but I want us to talk about, in the second part, talk about regulation, policy, government intervention, and all of that. Is it more expensive to pay port duties? Is it more? Do I pay more in terms of port duties and charges when I'm bringing an EV? What the government can do? If you have any suggestions and advice in our second part of the show. But in the meantime, thank you very much, Jermyn. Thank you for sharing your insights with us and allowing us to use you as a as a person of interest in our EV conversation. I appreciate your insights, and I hope at this point I'm convinced I want to get an EV. Hopefully, my pocket allow me to. But thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Daniel.
This has been another edition of AEA Insights. We bring you riveting conversations around energy, power, electric vehicles, anything you need to know around energy. We'll bring it to you. It's another edition. My name is Daniel Ojo. I've been here with Jermyn Amissah-Arthur. I hope you enjoyed this edition. We're back another time with another edition. Until then, it's bye for now.